All right, so we are officially recording, and I see every minute it looks like we're getting one more person to pop on, so this is awesome. Thank you to those of you who are joining us this evening. Just to make sure you all are in the right place, this is the psychology information session. I'll introduce myself here in just a minute and then let Dr. Schrader introduce herself. Introduce her as well. And then we'll kind of go through, I've got just a short presentation just to share a little bit about the psychology program here at Springfield College. You all are welcome to ask questions at any point. And let's see, actually, those of you that have audio that's working, I'm wondering if just real quickly, and that's perfectly fine if you want to leave your camera feed off, that's fine. But if you don't mind maybe unmuting yourself and just introducing yourself briefly and maybe letting me know, first name and where you're from, and maybe very briefly why you're interested in psychology. So I'm going to start with Faith because she's the first one I've got up on my screen.
Okay, so my name is Faith. I live in Hebron, Connecticut, and I'm interested in psychology because I just really like learning about like the brain and like how it works, and like there's a lot to it that's really interesting.
Awesome. Yeah, well, thanks, Faith. I again appreciate you logging in for this, and welcome. And I'm going to go next to, I've got Ram next on my screen. Am I saying that right?
Yeah, hi, I'm actually a parent, and my son is Sid. He has already applied, and he couldn't join today because he had another activity at school. So
Sure.
hopefully a recording is available, and he will be able to watch it.
Exactly.
And I will ask him to see if he can reach you to have, if he has any questions. But from what he shared with me, he likes psychology. That's the field he wants to pursue. He is very clear on that, and he researched, and he's the one who came to me and expressed his interest in your college. So I'm just trying to gather some facts and share with him when he comes back.
Awesome. Yeah, well, thanks so much for joining us. And again, yeah, just let me know if you have any questions throughout. And then again, not sure if you you've got audio or not, but the last person I'm seeing on here is Teji, if I'm reading that right.
Yeah, actually, I'm connected from video on desktop and joined on phone, so that's mine too.
Gotcha. Okay, that clears that up. All right. So thanks for clarifying that. All right. Well, we'll go ahead and get started. And I do have just a brief presentation, so I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. So hopefully you all will be able to see this. Let me do this. All right. Kingsley, is that looking good to you?
Yep.
All right. Good. Awesome. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. As I mentioned at the top, we are representing the psychology department here at Springfield College. My name is Dr. Matt Brubaker. I am the undergraduate program director here at Springfield College in the psychology department. So I kind of handle a lot of just logistical issues and questions related, obviously, specifically to the undergraduate psychology program and major here. I am in my my 5th year here at Springfield College. So yeah, it's getting to the point where it's hard for me to keep track exactly how long I've been here, but really enjoy the college. My colleagues like love getting to teach all the students here, and it's just been a really great experience. And my background is in cognitive psychology. So really the study of the mind and kind of how we process and understand the world around us, whether it be through memory or attention, perception, all of those things kind of go into that study. So I'm going to go ahead and just pass off quickly to Dr. Kingsley Schrader, let her introduce herself.
All right, thanks, Matt. So I'm Dr. Kingsley Schrader. I am actually new to Springfield College this year, so I'm a new faculty member, and I've had a great experience so far, so I'm excited to be here. My sort of background and area of research, like Dr. Brubaker said, he was in the cognitive psychology realm. I'm in developmental psychology, so that means I look at how people develop across time, and I'm specifically interested in children and adolescent development. So I'm teaching mostly undergrads, so I have this semester an intro to psych section and also child development that I'm teaching.
All right, and then you'll see there's one more name on the screen. I was hoping to have an undergraduate, a current undergraduate student in the psych program join us, but she wasn't able to tonight. So if she hops on at some point, I'll let her introduce herself, but otherwise we'll go ahead and continue with Dr. Schrader and I. So again, welcome to this session. I know this is obviously a little different. It'd be awesome if we could be in person meeting you all, but we're gonna utilize Zoom as best we can for our purposes tonight. And just wanted to share briefly just a little bit about our program, give you a little better sense of what the psychology major looks like here at Springfield. So our department chair is Dr. Elizabeth Morgan, and she kind of heads up the whole department, but she is also involved, at least in a teaching aspect, also with the undergraduate program. So the faculty that I have listed on the page right here represent really all of our core undergraduate faculty. These are the faculty that teach primarily undergraduate courses. And really the first thing that I want to point out is we really do have a pretty large department in terms of faculty numbers. Both overall, we've got, I think there's 16 current full-time faculty in our department. And as you can see by this list, there's about half of those are 8 people who teach almost primarily or exclusively undergraduate courses. So for being a relatively small college, we do have quite an extensive faculty here in the psychology department, which I think allows us to be able to be very intentional and get to know the students on a personal level very well. All right, so this next page just really highlights some of the things that I really think help to set our program apart. Now, obviously, if you're interested in psychology, a lot of the core coursework and classes that you might take are going to look somewhat similar regardless of what college you attend. And so I'm not going to, try and sugarcoat things or tell you that we do things definitely better than any other place. But I do think there are some aspects that make our department and our program unique to others, especially other smaller institutions like Springfield. One of those being that we offer psychology only courses for first and second year students. And the reason for that is to try to build that community amongst the psychology majors from a very early time in the program. So if you come in declared as a psych major, you will most likely be taking, for instance, like your introductory psychology course along with just other psychology majors. So you get to know, even in that first semester, some of the other psych majors in your year. And then we have other classes along the way that do the same, where we really try and have sections of just psychology majors to help build that community amongst the students. We have the advantage, I already kind of alluded to this, but the advantage of being in a small college, yet part of a very large department. And so I think some of the great things about that, with 16 full-time faculty across the undergraduate and graduate programs in our department, there's lots of different diversity of research experience, teaching experience, clinical experience. So if students have questions about different aspects of psychology or different careers, there's most likely an expert in our department that, even if I don't know how to answer the question, I can send you to one of them. And it's just a great opportunity for networking and just for all the resources that provides. We've also got, within the coursework and curriculum, We've got special topics classes, which are specific 1-credit courses, so smaller courses that are offered every semester, and the topics always change on these. So in addition to our core curriculum within the psychology department, we've got every semester some extra courses that professors or faculty teach that are on topics that just interest them. So for instance, I know like next semester, we've got some of the topics that are being offered in these special topics courses are things like the psychology of humor, different careers in psychology, and then even global approaches to mental health. I think those are the 3 specifically offered next semester. But like I said, those rotate every year. There's different special topics courses. We've got internship opportunities, which almost all of our students take advantage of by the time they graduate. And we have lots of opportunities within the community locally here to get involved in internships and to gain some real field experience before you graduate, and just get to really see what it's like to be a psychologist in the field, and to you know, if nothing else, to figure out what you don't like also, to kind of help you make those career decisions. You can help out with research, not just in our research courses, but we also have opportunities for students to work one-on-one with faculty members, especially students who are thinking of going on to grad school. That's a great way for your resume to really stand out, is to get that actual research experience working with faculty. And then the next bullet that you see down here, we have very strong graduate programs. So I mentioned we have 16 full-time faculty. That is both the undergraduate faculty and the graduate faculty. We actually have 3 master's programs in our psychology department, as well as a doctoral PsyD program. So not only are you getting the extra expertise of the teachers in the faculty in those programs, but even the graduate students that are here on campus and in our department just offer that extra bit of networking opportunities. And just one thing I'll share briefly on that, I'm actually teaching I teach the senior capstone course for our undergraduate majors. And tonight, actually, I have a class right after this evening in my senior capstone course. And I've asked 4 of our graduate students from different programs across the department to come and just share a little bit about their experience as a grad student, and just answer any questions that the undergraduate seniors might have as it relates to graduate school or careers in the field. So again, I just think that's such a great resource and networking opportunity for our undergrads. Again, back to this next point, just goes back to some of the curricular flexibility. This is actually a very small, one of the smaller majors on campus in terms of total credits. So that allows you lots of flexibility. If you would like to pick up a double major or a minor or 2, you have plenty of opportunity to do that and still graduate on time. So I'm obviously a little biased, but I always like to say I think psychology pairs nicely with almost any other major or minor, because in almost anything you're doing, you're going to be working with people. And so getting a better understanding of how we think, how we act, I think is going to be beneficial to any career you might go into. And again, as I mentioned already, we've got wonderful faculty and students. And let's see, I had a few questions to kind of flow into next, but I didn't know if Dr. Schrader, if you wanted to add anything at that point, if there's anything you think I missed or covered it all.
Yeah, I think you did a great job of explaining everything. I don't have any quick questions or anything like that, so you're good.
Okay, awesome. So let me just get into just a few quick questions I have for those of you that are with us live right now. First question I have is, what is the most important thing that you are looking for in a college? And I guess this could come from obviously a student perspective or even a parent perspective. And then specifically, why are you looking at Springfield College? So I didn't know if either of our guests tonight want to answer that question.
I think that it's important, like when the education systems or education programs are like really like help just the students focus on what they want to learn. And like you guys have a really strong psych program, which I like, that's what I want to do. So that's why I was looking at Springfield.
Okay, awesome. Yeah. Just to follow up on that, Faith, and if the answer is no, that's perfectly fine, obviously, but I'm just curious, do you have an idea what you might want to do after college?
I have no clue.
Okay, that's perfect. I'll be honest with you, I had no clue when I was a senior in college. So I think, you know, there's lots of people that come in with a clear direction and lots of people that don't get that till later on. And I think both of those, you know, are perfectly fine. So the second question there, and I'll just kind of pose this and then also maybe segue into just the open-ended question there at the end. Why do you want to study psychology? You know, what are you hoping to get out of a psychology degree? Or even for your child, what are you hoping they can get out of a psychology degree? And then even maybe beyond that, just are there any other questions at this point? We can kind of open it up to open discussion that you have for us. Oh, Ram, I'm not hearing you. I'm not sure what's going on. It looks like your microphone, your mute is off, but I don't know why I'm not hearing.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay. Sorry, some technical problems on my side with the desktop and phone. I apologize.
That's fine.
So quickly to share why he's interested in Springfield based on the conversations I had. We like the college. Basically, he went through Rugg's Guide and he came to know Springfield is one of the colleges that is listed as one with solid program, and he got that from his guidance counselor. And we like the well-rounded programs and also the ability and opportunities to continue beyond graduation, because he has expressed interest in going beyond that.
Mm-hmm.
And definitely the location. I'm in Plainview, New York, Long Island, so closer home.
Yeah.
And of course, and he also plays baseball, and he's into travel, and he's looking to get into a Division 3, and Springfield is Division 3, and he's hoping he can make it. We'll see what happens.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, so how far away, I'm not sure if you even know for sure, but you said from New York or Long Island, how far away is that? Maybe a couple hours?
It's about 150 miles.
Okay, yeah, so that's, yeah, not too bad. And
yeah,
well, thanks for answering that. So that definitely helps give me a little bit of a
I had one question about
yes.
I mean from psychology, why psychology? Definitely it's something that excites him. At the same time, doing some limited research, we also understand that it's a long process, not 4 years, but he has to, from what he wants to accomplish, he has a long road ahead. So one of the things he's not made up fully his mind is during the course, what are the options available, like double major or doing psychology minor and then switching to some other field as major. So he had still some questions on that. So based on that, my question is, are there any popular combinations that Springfield department or students who are doing psychology follow?
Are you speaking, just to clarify, specifically with maybe a double major that they might add on?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, there's, again, as I spoke to on the last slide, that's one of the strengths I see of the psychology major, especially here at Springfield, because it is such a small major credit-wise. You've got that flexibility to be able to add a double major, and a lot of our students do. I don't have the exact percentage for you, but there's a large percentage of our students that have, if not a double major, at least a minor or two. in addition to their psych major. So, you know, as I said, I don't know that there's necessarily one that's the most common, but there's a lot that I've seen. So I've seen students who are business and psychology, who are, you know, one of the more common ones is like education and psychology, especially students who are wanting to do like early childhood education, to pair that with psychology. Sociology and psychology is another one that I see. We also have an art therapy major. So I've had some advisees who have been double majors with that. And then even some of the like health science fields. So we've got very strong programs in a lot of the health science fields, for instance, like physical therapy, occupational therapy. And even though those majors are quite involved, I've had students in the past who have double majored with psychology to get kind of that foundation in both of those fields. So I'd say, yeah, I mean, there's almost nothing I haven't seen in terms of a double major with psychology. So I think almost anything is doable.
Understood. Thank you.
Yeah. So any other questions that either of you had for us? I'm not sure either, Faith, if you had anything that you're curious about.
I think you answered everything, honestly.
Okay, awesome. That's my job. So
I do want to note, I just put some information in the chat. Admissions is asking everyone to fill out a quick form to let us know that you were here, and that'll help with your admissions fee waiver. And then also just some information about who your admissions counselor is and how to contact them. So just some resources for you in the chat.
yeah, thanks for remembering to mention that. Well, I guess at this point, unless either of you have any questions, any other questions that I can answer, we could go ahead and sign off. And like I said, we've recorded this session, so I'm gonna send this to the admissions staff and they'll get this posted. So if you do have any other questions, you can obviously reach out directly to me or to the admissions staff, and they can obviously get in contact with me. Again, I really appreciate both of you logging on and joining us for this session tonight. And yeah, just let me know if you do have any other questions.
Yeah, one question. So he has already submitted the application. So I know the general deadline day for receiving communication from college is sometime in December, but is that what is generally going to be the date you will let us know, or it could be first come first you process and let us know?
Could you repeat the last part there? Are you wondering exactly when he'll get a decision?
When will we know the result of his application, whether he is accepted or not? Is it typically like end of the December? Do we wait until then, or is it
I'll be honest with you. I don't know the answer to that, so I don't want to guess at that. That would be a question for the admissions staff. So I would refer you to either just email or call someone in the admissions office, and they should be able to give you a straight on that.
Okay.
All right. Well, if there's nothing else, then I think we'll go ahead and call it a day. Let me see if I can